Hey guys, so I decided to ask ChatGPT what the definition of free market capitalism was. And it gives me this definition, which is about two sentences long, but then it provided something that I wasn't expecting. It gave me a list of advantages and criticisms. So the advantages, just to be balanced, it says efficiency, innovation, consumer choice, and economic growth. The criticisms are inequality, market failures, short term focus, and lack of safety nets. Reason I bring this up is because those criticisms can pretty well describe what our problems are with our healthcare system. So what's going on now is that we have this CEO, Brian Thompson, who was murdered. And you have a whole lot of people celebrating this because most people, if they haven't directly had a bad experience with the healthcare industry, they have a relative. Some people, unfortunately, even have the experience of family members or friends dying because of being denied health care. So the idea that people are celebrating this person's murder shouldn't be that surprising. But the thing I'm proposing may be a little controversial to some people. I am going to say that as a collective, our friends and family who have suffered, who have been denied health care, it's our fault. It's not Brian Thompson. So here's the thing. The United Healthcare specifically in 2024 gave $1.2 million to the Republican Party and about $1.2 million to the Democratic Party and a total of about $4 million in campaign donations. They did this to influence the politicians, and the result is when you look at the Republicans, basically all of the Republicans support the free market, capitalist, competitive healthcare system, and most of the Democrats do. Barack Obama, for most of his career, actually spoke positively about a single payer system, but as soon as he became president, he became a big advocate of a free market system. A lot of people don't remember this, which is funny. Up until 2016, even when he was running the first time, Donald Trump was in favor of a single payer system. But then as soon as he became president, became an advocate for the free market system and even wanted to repeal the half measure of the Affordable Care Act that Barack Obama passed. I say half measure, where there are some good things like can't be denied for pre-existing conditions, but it's still a half measure. This is the system behaving the way it's designed to behave. The healthcare providers are trying to maximize profit. They're influencing the politicians with their campaign donations as legalized bribing. And the politicians are behaving the way any person would if they are being bribed. So what do we do about this? I can't be angry at the healthcare providers because the healthcare providers are behaving the way they're supposed to. They are corporations. Their job is not to provide us with a service. We kid ourselves with that. Their job is to maximize profit. The providing us with the service is just kind of a incidental. If they can maximize profit without providing that service, they absolutely will. That's any free market entity. So Brian Thompson was very good at his job. His job was to maximize his profit. The beast behaved the way it was supposed to behave. Should we be surprised by that? The thing is that there are some politicians who do advocate for an alternative, an expansion of Medicare, some type of single payer system, and other countries have this. Anywhere between 17 and 20 countries have this depending on how you define it. For example, you have countries like the UK and Canada that have a single payer system, And then you have countries like Germany and I believe France that have kind of a mixed system. Are they perfect? No. But if you look at health outcomes, they get better outcomes than we do. And as far as I know, no member of UK's NHS has been shot on the streets. Now let's be honest, the UK doesn't have that many guns, but if they did have guns, I don't think any of their people would be murdered on the street like that. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe I'm giving the British way too much credit with that. So maybe instead of blaming the insurance companies, it's their fault. Okay, well, they're monsters. They're terrible. But here's the thing. We're kind of terrible too. This is the thing I'm proposing. It's kind of our fault. We did this to ourselves. Because when you do have people who provide an alternative, when you have organizations that provide an alternative, when you have political parties or subgroups of political parties that provide an alternative, the Democratic Socialists of America, the Democratic Party of New York, the Democratic Party of California, the Green Party before Jill Stein became full-time grifter, we use terms like communists. We use terms like socialists, which I guess for the Democratic Socialists of America does fit, but maybe with some systems you need to have it to be socialist, because guess what? Some systems are socialist. Our education system at the state level is socialist. Our military is socialist. Our infrastructure, for the most part, is socialist. We have a mixed system. The question is, within this mixed system, what things are we going to allow the free market to handle, and what things are we going to allow the state to handle? And the problem is that we've let the free market, to too much of a great degree, handle healthcare. And then it behaves the way it behaves. Even ChatGPT knows this. It's AI. AI is not smart, guys. But why is it that AI can see this, but we can't? It's kind of silly. So celebrating this person's death is pointless. It's pointless. Like the violence, the celebrating the death, it's kind of stupid. Everybody celebrating this person's death, you're kind of stupid and you're distracted because it means nothing. It's going to change absolutely nothing. It's not. It's not going to influence them. It's not going to do whatever, right? The beast goes beyond that. The beast has killed millions of people by denying them health care. It's killed them slow, it's killed them fast, and it will continue. The way you change that is you change the rules, and you change the rules by the people who make the decisions. And we're moving away from that. The crazy thing is that even when you see the things coming, people won't do anything about it. So what I mean by this is, for example, the Department of Education. Right now, the Department of Education, most people don't even know what the Department of Education does. One thing it does, it provides funding to special education, but they want to get rid of the Department of Education. And even if they continue to give money to special education, it will become less efficient. Department of Veterans Affairs, people are going to be denied their benefits. So who are you going to blame? You blame yourself because you asked for this. If anything, I'd almost say that the politicians, the people who take that campaign money from the healthcare providers, they're probably kind of happy in some weird way that all the ire and anger is going towards Brian Thompson. Because within this ire and anger, nobody is pointing at them. No one's saying, why are you allowing this system to exist? I don't hear that. Instead, I see celebrations and videos of people like chanting and saying, well, the alleged killer is a hero. It's all a distraction. We've done this to ourselves, and we will continue to do it to ourselves by voting for people who tell us that the free market is best at handling these things, despite the fact that the free market can give us inequality, market failures. It's only focused on the short term and doesn't have safety nets. I'm okay with that when it's my Nikes. I'm okay with that when it's my cell phone. I'm not okay with that when it's chemotherapy. I don't wear Nikes. I don't even know why I said Nikes. I don't wear Nikes. I never liked Nikes. I think Nikes are trash. I don't think they're very good shoes. I don't even really wear tennis shoes that much, except for when I'm in the gym. All right, whatever.